Hello, and thanks for joining us here on Tech 24. Coming up in this edition, improving the world one app at a time. 200 computer programmers and coders took part in a 24-hour competition in London. We'll see whose app came out on top. And later, we'll be looking at the many virtues and pitfalls of the Apple Watch. Will it revolutionize our relationship to technology? We'll find out in Test 24. Racing against the clock. Teams of computer programmers and coders went head-to-head a few days ago to come up with the best app in under 24 hours. The nerve-wracking event is called Battle Hack, but don't be fooled by its name. The goal is to create a product that can make the world a better place. Yuka Royer has the story.
It's a race against the clock. Some 200 geeks racked their brains in London at this latest hackathon. Their task? Create an eye-popping new app that will make life easier for people in just 24 hours.
The best app will be something that's technically brilliant. So it has they've used APIs, they've used tools, they've used a network to make something that technically makes you go wow. And secondly, it's something that actually does something good.
The winning team takes home $10,000 and can have full ownership of the products they develop. There's free food, drinks and even massage, but many work through the night. There's more at stake than just the trophy and prize money.
A day really isn't enough time to create something that would be, say, for instance, the next WhatsApp or Facebook, but it does lead you down the path of something that could be along those lines.
Organised by PayPal, BattleHack's role is that the device must have some kind of payment or donation feature. One team came up with an app that would help survivors and rescuers in disaster aftermaths.
For something like the earthquake in Nepal right now, that the survivors, the victims, were able to grab their phone out of their pocket at their nearest convenience, send an SMS to, for example, the helpline, and for all the rescue workers to immediately see these victims pop right up on a map.
And the winner of this year's London competition is... It's an app that tracks and learns an elderly person's routine activities so that it could alert his children or carers in the event of a medical emergency. The winning team will represent London at BattleHack's International Grand Final in November.
Good luck to those developers competing in November in Nepal. However, victims of the earthquake need apps like those as we speak. Dhananjay Kandalkar is here to tell us about some of the internet tools that already exist to help locate missing people.
Absolutely, Shona. You know, Google and Facebook have been at the forefront in promoting and making sure that people use these tools. For example, Google has launched the Person Finder tool, using which people who have information about someone or they are desperate to know about some person's their status, they can use this tool. Similarly, Facebook has also launched a tool called the safety check feature, in which persons can, or those who might have been in the area affected by the earthquake, they can let their family or friends know that they are safe. It's a very useful tool because, you know, the peace of mind, just information is the key in natural calamities, and this can really, you know, make people at ease, those who know that their
loved ones are okay.
Are safe. Yeah.
Now, Facebook is also collecting funds, though.
Yeah, exactly. Facebook has also, it's at the forefront of, you know, organizing this fundraising. Already, according to reports, around $10 million have been collected using this tool. Apple and Twitter have also joined this effort. Apple is urging its users to make donations through iTunes, and Twitter, in collaboration or in cooperation with UNICEF, is also helping raise funds for this natural calamity.
Now, what are some of the technologies that could help people on the ground during natural calamities?
Well, Shona, as I mentioned earlier, information is the key. So there are some companies which use drones to fly over these affected areas, and they get information, you know, related to what the situation is, the current situation, which is very important because you don't know the exact situation immediately in the aftermath of a natural calamity. Then the other important thing is shelter. So there's a company which has made a canvas concrete. It's called a concrete canvas, basically. So what they do is it's a rolling canvas which has concrete embedded in it. So you just need water and air to make it work. Like, it turns into a shelter which has concrete in it, so it's durable. It protects you, much better than a normal canvas shelter would do. And the third thing is, of course, water. You need clean drinking water when you are affected by calamities. There are many apps. For example, there's a do-it-yourself spectrometer using which you can detect if the water is polluted or not. So these are some of the technologies that we find companies are trying to develop, and which are very useful for such disasters.
Especially for disasters like these. Now, technology can also be used to help wounded war victims. In Jordan, where hundreds of thousands of Syrian refugees have fled, the Refugee Openwear Initiative uses 3D printers to create customized prosthetic limbs, providing hope for those who've lost everything at a fraction of the current price. Gael Sunderland and Junia Fouché report from Jordan.
Raja was evacuated to Jordan a couple of months ago after losing both legs in a bombing in Syria. Since then, he's been living in this rehabilitation centre. The fingers of his left hand were also cut off in the explosion. Today, 2 men have come to test a revolutionary prosthetic on the 13-year-old boy.
Ask him a bit. There's really no good solution that's low cost today in Jordan. Generally, we would give them just a cosmetic hand, and even that cosmetic hand would cost at least $300. And so this hand that we produce through 3D printing with a flexible polymer called elastomer is under $10 to make.
This American social entrepreneur is the founder of the initiative, developing prostheses for some of the 200,000 Syrian war amputees. He's assisted by Assem, a former paramedic in the rebellion.
We're working now to make a 3D printed socket, especially for like a carbon fiber one. It will look like.
Wounded in the bombing of his ambulance, he's now started a new fight, bringing hope back to amputees through affordable prosthetics. This is where the process happens, at the heart of a modern business incubator in Amman. For the past 3 months, the team's been modelling wounded limbs and printing artificial hands, an avant-garde technology within everyone's reach.
So this was my first hand. After 1 month of learning 3D printing, I did that one.
The whole objective of this project is to bring a very big open source movement around 3D printed prosthetics to the area that we believe needs it the most, which is the Syrian conflict.
Syria, but also Iraq and Yemen. This hospital houses war victims from across the region. Zain lost his hand in a fire in Yemen. Today he can drink and eat like any other 6-year-old, thanks to Assem, who made him a customised prosthetic with his favourite superhero's logo and watch. It might seem like a design detail, but this does make a difference.
The acceptance of the prosthetics is greater. The child has not left it since he received it last week. This technology for us is promising.
As funding for the refugee crisis shrinks dramatically amid growing regional turmoil, this new technology could help patch up many amputees' futures.
Now it's time for Test 24. It's the tech innovation that's taking the world by storm. We've got an Apple Watch with us here on set. Let's see if it lives up to the hype. Dhananjay, you got a chance to toy around with it a little bit. What does it do exactly?
Well, Shona, it does many things. You can receive messages, you can send text, you can listen to music with your Bluetooth wireless Bluetooth headphones. You can make using the Apple payment. You can make your payments. You can do many other things. You can also send your heartbeats to friends who have an Apple Watch. Obviously, you can send emoji icons, and there are many things which this does. But more importantly, for me, I think the coolest thing is you can make phone calls on this watch. Of course, you cannot use headphones for it. You have to use the speaker phone, which is embedded in this watch. So
oh, look, you're
there's
getting
a
a
little
phone call.
demonstration here.
Answer.
Hello, my friend. Thanks for calling on the Apple Watch.
Hey, thank you so much.
Oh, there is somebody on the other end.
Yeah, there's my friend. So yeah, there are many other things, and plus there are multiple apps which you can use, like Twitter, Facebook. And what I like about this watch is it's an elegant piece of wearable tech, and living up to its billing as an Apple product. It's got a gorgeous screen.
Are you sold?
Almost, not yet completely, because it costs a lot. it comes in 3 models, and the minimum price of the Apple Watch is €399. So it's heavy on the pocket.
Also, I find that the little circles, the little applications are so small. I mean, you have to have really thin fingers to tap them.
Yeah, and for some applications you have to squint to read, like if you get some news alerts.
Okay, so maybe some improvements still to come there.
I don't know, but it's a fantastic engineering-wise. It's a great piece of wearable tech.
All right, thanks, Dan and Jay. Well, that is the end of this edition of Tech 24. We leave you with the first video ever uploaded onto YouTube 10 years ago by one of its founders. Let's take a look.
All right, so here we are in front of the elephants. And the cool thing about these guys is that they have really, really, really long trunks, and that's cool. And that's pretty much all there is to say.
That was obviously a test video. It's called Me at the Zoo, but these days, 300 hours of new video are uploaded every second. That's the end of our show. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter, #Tech24. Thanks for watching.